I want to give you some really valuable tools for marketing online, and it's really not a good idea to tell you some of the stuff that I'm going to tell you today, but the facts of the matter are most people probably won't remember or won't do it anyway. So I'm probably not really cutting my throat here. I don't even carry cards because I am very limited on the clients that I take, and I charge them an enormous amount of money, so it kind of keeps my client base small anyway. Before that, I was a porn producer. I owned pornography websites and produced for Playboy and places like that. I became a Christian and put that behind me. That was a long road that changed me quite a bit. I noticed a lot of I was raised a pastor's son of all things, and just kind of rebelled against it as far as I could. And that's where I went, because there was a lot of money to be made. I mean, I went to school for computer science and noticed that all the people who were making money online in 1997, when I started producing, were adult websites, and they were making millions. So I jumped in with both feet and did pretty well. Seeing the way that it impacted people and the lives that it destroyed, and then also because of this missionary group that kept after me for about 4 years, I eventually got out of that. But when I was in, my network had websites, my network of websites had 12 million visitors a month coming to them. I would try to always get the guys who knew how to drive traffic to give me their secrets, and they wouldn't, because I didn't know it then. I kind of guessed it, but it really sunk in later. This is such a valuable thing to be able to do. You don't just give it away, to people. So what I would do is I would just start studying what these guys were doing. And humans, being as inquisitive as we are, if we study something long enough, we're going to figure it out. And so that's what I did. And all day long, I live and breathe internet stats. I mean, I did then, I do now. I'm constantly looking at statistics online. Who has a website already? Anybody? You have a website? Anybody else have websites? Okay. When you have a website, it's hosted on a server, and the best statistics that you can ever get come from the server itself. I mean, you're going to hear about Google Analytics and places like a company called SiteMeter and all this other stuff that that'll track your stats, and they all have a use. But the very best stats that you can possibly get are off your own server, and that is going to teach you what to do, what's working, and it's just powerful. I mean, like I was saying, I sit there and I look at statistics all day long, and it doesn't sound exciting, but when it's making you money, just about anything becomes exciting. So, the content that I market now, many don't find nearly as interesting. some do, but the same concepts still apply, and I really am the best at what I do. I will admit that. I mean, I'm not saying that to be cocky. It's just true. It works. Internet is now what the newspapers used to be. When you first started marketing online, you would just get the people who were looking for the very best deals, and they'd kind of try to make it so that your profit was so small that it was almost too frustrating to keep on, trying to sell online. But that's changed, because now all of our houses have computers, and we're usually on some sort of a high-speed connection, and so now it's just a normal everyday person who is going to have normal everyday buying habits. There's still, there's going to be all the mix in between, but the people who you're marketing to are just normal everyday people. So it's wide open. If you're wanting to develop a business, choose something that you're passionate about, and then decide how you can make money. I mean, figure out a way to make money with it, how you're going to sell it. That should all be, the internet's basically your advertising tool. It's not really your business. Your business is still whatever it is that you're passionate about. I mean, there's only a certain amount of top 10 spots. There's 10 of them. So you can't effectively be promoting a lot of people. So that being the case, think of this. When you're getting direct mail or someone that's promising you that they're going to make you successful on the internet and they're offering that to a very wide variety of people, they probably don't know what they're doing because there's still only 10 first results. And if they're trying to give their expertise to thousands, that's not really going to work. The numbers just don't work. Anybody who really knows how to market online is going to charge a lot of money for it. You can, however, figure out how to do it yourself if you're persistent, and because that's the key to coming up higher in the search engines. I'm going to tell you how to do it. Organic search results are the very best quality. Organic means not paid. Like if you searched Google, you'll see the paid advertisements. They're usually highlighted or over on the side. Obviously, they work for someone because Google makes an enormous amount of money on that. But the very best quality leads are the ones that you just get naturally and they don't cost anything. That's what people click on most anyway. And I never pay. I never pay for ads. Some of my clients have tried different things that have come through offering them, online marketing, and they usually end up canceling them. I always tell them to do it. I don't see it as competition with anything that I do, because I have very good tracking and I can show them what came from me and what came from someone else. And if ADP is doing some sort of marketing campaign with Yahoo and one of my dealers signs up and it's good results, then good for them. They're not going to. So let's see. Here is the way that you get organic traffic. First of all, specialize and be relevant in whatever it is that you're selling. If you're going to be selling fishing stuff, talk about fishing stuff nonstop on the site. Get a blog on your website. Write about it at least once a week. Talk about some special poll that you found at the SWAT meet last week, and you categorize, because on a blog script, for example, does everybody know what a blog is? Okay. On a blog, for example, you can categorize with every post that you make. So categorize what you're wanting people to find. If you're selling, I don't know anything about fishing, but let's just say
G. Loomis.
That.
Okay.
What he just said. Categorize your post about that particular pole or whatever.
Right.
Okay. Obviously, I know very little.
That's right. Don't worry about it.
So you're going to write about it. You're going to talk about what you did to find this poll, build it up. The text. The search engines love text, but it needs to be relevant text. There's some people that try to talk you into putting all this text on your website and then making the font color real similar to your background so that the normal everyday visitor doesn't see it, but the search engines do. Well, that'll get you banned from the search engines because they've picked up on that. That used to work in 1997. It doesn't anymore. It gets you banned. So basically, be relevant and consistently update. And then don't just have one website. But like I said before, you can do it yourself. We are inquisitive people. Do a search for whatever it is that you're trying to sell, that you want to sell. Start this way and study why those top sites come up like they do. Go and just devour their websites, see what they're doing, and see what you have in common. What they have in common with the product that you're wanting to sell, and then it's going to start making sense. No matter what I say right now, it's not going to start making sense to you until you get out and do it yourself. So in order for you to have continued success, you're going to have to continuously do this campaign. You can't just set it up, build it, and they will come. Doesn't happen. Constant updating. I've said that several times. The results don't come overnight. That's the neat thing about the internet. You work whenever you want.
Absolutely.
Wake up in the middle of the night, you can't sleep. Go make some money.
Yep.